Trevor Henderson and the SCP Foundation have a lot in common. Here are the top 5 Trevor Henderson creatures that might be SCPs. Number 5 on this list is Big Charlie. This is one of Trevor Henderson's creations that is guaranteed to be an SCP. It's known as SCP-4158 by the SCP Foundation. The Trevor Henderson wiki says, Big Charlie is a large mammal-like creature. It resembles some sort of cattle, yet at the same time it has a beak-like protrusion on the tip of its mouth. Its body is so skinny that you can see its rib cage. It also has a thick dark mane that goes from its head to the back of the creature. Its eyes appear to be foggy, which might indicate that the creature is blind, though in most depictions he does have normal eyes. Its legs are very lengthy compared to its body, and it seems as if its legs can barely support its weight. Big Charlie is around 20 to 30 feet tall. Now, one thing that the Trevor Henderson wiki doesn't mention that the SCP Foundation does is that Big Charlie is apparently always getting bigger. They say SCP-4158 is constantly growing in size and weight. As such, excess mass must be sheared off every week. Testing has shown that limiting the diet of SCP-4158 does not limit its growth. Additional testing has shown that any meat that has been removed from SCP-4158 does not display the same constant growth. The meat produced by SCP-4158 is USDA utility grade beef and has shown no anomalous properties. Despite this, the resulting meat is to be incinerated as a cautionary measure. It's currently believed that this creature was either born like this or came from a meat processing plant where some type of accident occurred. Either way though, neither of those things properly explain why it is the way that it is and how it continues to grow. It is currently locked up in the SCP Foundation and, as I mentioned, constantly has excess meat shaved away from its body. I can't imagine that it likes that too much, but it's the only thing that we can do to stop it from growing completely out of proportion. In all honesty, I'm not sure why they don't just put the poor thing out of its misery though, because I can't imagine that being locked up and having pieces of your body sliced off all the time is a really good or fun existence. Number 4 on this list is SCP-173. So this is also definitely an SCP from Trevor Henderson, but it actually didn't originate from him. Izumi Kato is a really good Japanese artist who first created this SCP. Trevor Henderson was wowed by his artwork and wanted to give it a go, adding his Henderson spin to the art. The Trevor Henderson wiki says, moved to Site 1993. Origin is, as of yet, unknown. It is constructed from concrete and rebar with traces of Krylon brand spray paint. SCP-173 is animate and extremely hostile. The object cannot move while within a direct line of sight. Line of sight must not be broken at any time with SCP-173. Personnel assigned to enter container are instructed to alert one another before blinking. Object is reported to attack by snapping the neck at the base of the skull or by strangulation. In the event of an attack, personnel are to observe Class 4 hazardous object containment procedures. Personnel report sounds of scraping stone originating from within the container when no one is present inside. This is considered normal, and any change in this behavior should be reported to the acting HMCL supervisor on duty. The reddish-brown substance on the floor is a combination of feces and blood. Origin of these materials is unknown. The enclosure must be cleaned on a bi-weekly basis. So basically, you either stare at this thing, who is sweating out feces and blood, or you die. Trevor Henderson has a sick mind, man, but this is just a lot. I guess that's why he was so drawn to, well, drawing it. My dude just can't stay away from the blood and gore, and this SCP definitely fits the bill. Number 3 on this list is the Gray Thing. The Gray Thing isn't one of Trevor's best known creatures, but let me tell you, it belongs in the SCP universe. The Trevor Henderson wiki says, the Gray Thing is a creature with gray skin, no hair, and a wicked smile. Its body can hardly be seen in the photo, but we assume it's humanoid. The Gray Thing is always found wearing wearing a black robe. The Gray Thing was a man about to die of old age, but right before he could die, he had a vision of a strange entity who offered a new life as a monster. The man decided to take the deal since he didn't want to die, but the entity didn't mention that as a monster, the man would gain a new evil personality. So the entity made him into a Gray Thing. All the Gray Thing wants to do is kill people. It goes around the world using its abilities to deceive and kill. The Gray Thing can hover, force people to laugh using magic, create magical darkness, go invisible, teleport, create illusionary duplicates of itself, cause fear, slow people down, detects humans, go into people's dreams, and cause psychic damage using its smile. We are talking about an evil gray creature who literally just wants to kill people, and he wants to do it by deceiving them and messing with their mind. Yeah. Pretty sure this would fit right in with the SCP universe. In fact, I'm surprised it's not already with them. Remind me to stay away from any old age homes where the old people are starting to look suspiciously gray. Number 2 on this list is the man with the upside down face. This is right up there as one of Trevor's most dangerous creatures. The Trevor Henderson wiki says the man with the upside down face is an unnerving creature created by horror artist Trevor Henderson. His ability to sneak around unseen to feed off of people's negativity makes him one of the eeriest creatures in Trevor's long list of monsters. He is also able to cause disasters, make people violent, levitate, teleport, and to top it all off, he is one of the most intelligent creatures that Trevor has ever made. All of these perks makes him one of the most feared and dangerous cryptid in the mythos. This guy has killed people. Like, hundreds of people. Natural disasters and other atrocities have all been committed by his hand. He and our next entry are both ranked 10 on the Trevor Henderson pain scale by Trevor himself, meaning that he really is the worst of the lot. And number 1 on this list is Cartoon Cat. Cartoon Cat is one of Trevor's most famous creatures, and it could totally be in the SCP universe. The Trevor Henderson wiki says Cartoon Cat appears as a tall, anthropomorphic, cartoonish black, feline-like creature with a slender body and white, beady eyes with pupils that can presumably dilate sometimes, and it also has a gray nose. His gloves are white and very similar to that of a typical 30s cartoon character with 3 black line patterns on each glove. His teeth are blood-stained, affixed under a red set of bloody gums. The creature doesn't appear to have feet for its legs. Instead, it only possesses a set of footless, sharp legs. The arms are disproportionately long, and while its size varies, the height of Cartoon Cat can reach that of a 2-story building. Cartoon Cat is so malevolent, he is considered the most evil and malevolent creature in the mythos, even exceeding the man with the upside down face, despite his love for misery and negativity and putting his face upside down only to pervert our expectations of how a human is put together. Cartoon Cat was implied to commit atrocities way more heinous than what any other creature has done. He is at the highest rank of the pain malevolence scale used by Trevor to rank the creatures by malevolence along with the man. So the Cartoon Cat is pretty freaking bad, guys. This creature is able to distort the laws of physics and move itself around like it would in a cartoon world. Apparently he can break reality, and his powers know literally no bounds. Everything I have read about this freaking cat says that it could totally be in the SCP world. Also, a lot of people have done videos breaking down who would win in a fight, the SCP Foundation monsters or Trevor Henderson, and Cartoon Cat is always Trevor's most fearsome monster who puts up the best fight. But there you have it, folks. That is our list of the top 5 Trevor Henderson creatures that might be SCPs. Please let me know in the comments down below what you thought about this list and some other crazy Trevor Henderson creatures that you know about. Also, please hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Nicholas Playlog, and I will catch you next time.